And when we say the pod deck, it's not so much like a Kibler style Naya pod. This is the whole deal of Birthing Pod. It chains all the way up to Elesh Norn, through Wormcoil engines, Geistarter Monk, Thrag Tusk, 3 Birthing Pods. And one of the more interesting things, which I think will make him a little bit weaker in this matchup, is that instead of playing the typical Strangleroot Geist in this deck, he's gone with Elvish Visionary out of M13 in that slot.
Now, one of the things that's interesting about Adam's deck, Adam has only one creature that can survive Elesh Norn should it land. That is Augur of Bolas.
Right.
And so an Elesh Norn landing will be a big deal. From this, he can potentially have a creature survive with a sword on it. Well, it will survive with a sword on it, but Caleb is in a position where a Birthing Pod would be pretty powerful in this matchup.
And an interesting keep here from Caleb. So he's getting Taxiing Probed. Triple Thalia, Blade Splicer, Avacyn's Pilgrim, Wormcoil Engine, and a Cavern of Souls. It does tap the counter spells, but this is I don't know.
I don't like this keep at all.
Keep.
I mean, a gut shot would be devastating.
Right. So he's got to kind of hope that Prosak doesn't have a gut shot here. We can draw off that. Either way, though, Thalia, strong card against Delver. Triple Thalia, I mean, it is legendary, so you have to be a little careful there. Prosak will just go with Delver of Secrets.
Is that a land? Human.
Yes, Cavern, unsurprisingly named
Pilgrim.
And yes, well, he did draw Forest, so it looks like he's in the clear to cast spells this game. Yep,
and this is exactly how I do my insectile aberrations. Ponder. I really enjoy just not using those really, I think, ugly proxy cards.
Yeah, the checklist ones, yeah. I agree. I'm not a huge fan of checklist cards.
But putting the card all the way back in just is sort of annoying. So leaving it out like that, that's kind of what I do.
It looks like 1 land, 2 spell Ponder for Adam Prosak. Gotta look at his hand. My guess is, yeah, that's going to be a keep, though. And Caleb, the turn 1 flips Delver is going to give Prosak the ability just a straight race here. Remember, Caleb's hand, really just a 1-1 and then a 2-1. Well, let's have Blade Splicer in it. And Prosak's going to Mutagenic Growth his, just for damage, Mutagenic Growth right away on his Insectile Aberration. And they'll follow that up with a tapped Glacial Fortress and a pass of the turn. Caleb gets to decide whether or not he's going to follow in with Blade Splicer or Thalia at this point. He draws, looks like maybe another Thalia. It can't be another Thalia. I think it's another Avacyn's Pilgrim. Yes, and it is. So Thalia and Pilgrim will join the fight here. Prosak crashing in again, putting Caleb down to 12. And another Delver of Secrets. And this one has been set up, so we should expect this guy here to flip. Prosak with no more plays because Thalia is keeping all his good 1-mana plays in check.
4 mana available to Caleb right now. 2 extra Thalias hanging out.
Yep. All the way up to 5 if he wants it. He's probably going to just attack with all the guys and make a Blade Splicer, though.
There's another mana.
There is, of note, that there's a Wormcoil Engine in his hand. I don't know if that second cavern named Worm. My guess is that it did.
If it didn't name Worm, it probably named Angel?
Yeah, but he doesn't have the Angel in his hand.
Blade Splicer.
Right. Yeah, that second one is on Worm.
Yeah, I know he doesn't have the Angel in his hand. It's more that if he didn't...
Wormcoil's a little late here. The big problem is that Caleb's at 12, which is a nice little multiple of 6. So a Ponder from Adam Prosak. But, Caleb's...
One turn away from death.
Land and a go. See what Caleb draws, but otherwise we're going quickly, I think, to a game 2 here.
And remember, I believe Prosak has a Vapor Snag that he's held back. Geist Honored Monk. Wow, that is awesome. So now Prosak needs 2 Vapor Snags to get the kill in.
Well, the thing is, he also needs a
Snag and a gut shot.
He also needs to land with it because due to Thalia. Yeah, Vapor Snag, gut shot. He needs some sort of double kill spell. And those Delvers really choking him up on mana. So both players at 6. Has Caleb managed to race here? A double Delver flip is very hard to, two Delvers early on is very hard to race.
I think he might have.
Yeah, it looks like he has.
That Geist Honored Monk that he naturally cast. We were talking yesterday about Caleb's ability to play 1-ups.
And Prosak looking at it, I think Prosak just also surprised that somehow that he's not winning this right now.
He's like, yep.
Yeah.
Watching his face there was great. He just kind of... So what if Adam attacks, he forces the block on at least one of them? I guess he doesn't have to block with both of them, does he?
I mean...
And then
right,
bounces something? He's still dead. Yeah. I mean, there's too much stuff. There's the 3 damage, 2 damage, 1/1.
Geist Honor to Monk. Yeah, he's still dead when Caleb drops the card. So Caleb Durward steals the first game there, defeats 2 flips Delvers. Thalia, a very potent, a very good weapon against Delver.
Yeah. Now, you and I both were kind of not very happy with that hand, but it's mostly, I think, on the back of really needing to rip land and having 3 Thalias, but the land did come, and the first Thalia landed and did enough work that it was able to suppress Adam's place.
I think we were concerned because it was a 1-land hand, which 3 cards in it were pretty dead, and we know the second and third Thalias and the Wormcoil engines never showed up there. So Caleb, the hand needed a lot of help. It got a lot of help. It got it. So that was really fortunate for him.
And I believe we're going back now to the premium giveaways that we do at every one of these events. To enter into the premium giveaway contests, what you need to do is answer a trivia question Matthias has generously decided to supply for us. And you answer that trivia question with the hashtag right here. You can see it underneath the SCG Live banner, hashtag SCG Premium. One lucky person who answers the question correctly using that hashtag will get 6 free months of premium. Yeah. And we've got an even bigger prize for the finals.
Okay, so this one's a little bit for the magic flavor people out here. Some of you are going to groan when I say that. It's from the panel from Comic-Con, which we learned about Return to Ravnica just an evening or so ago. We have confirmed that we have some new guild leaders in town in Ravnica. I'm going to ask you...
In town?
I like town, yeah.
It's a big city.
It is a big town, I can say that. So,
New York's a fine town.
If you've read any of the books, this is one of their main characters.
If you read the books,
if you've read the books,
Matthias.
Okay. The question is, who is the new guild leader for the Golgari Guild that we will be seeing in here? The Golgari Guild, if you recall, the villains of the first book.
Is it Lord of Extinction?
It's probably not Lord of Extinction. It's the right colors. It's not Spiritmonger either.
I was going to ask if it was Spiritmonger. Yeah. That guy's really cool.
Or Vati Ildal. None of those guys.
Okay.
But who is? So yeah, and if you don't know this, you can probably find this on.
I have a question for you.
Very easily.
So did Vati Ildal get thrown off of the Weatherlight forcibly by?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. Vati Ildal got thrown off Weatherlight by Grevin.
So make sure you answer Matthias's question, which is once again.
Yes. What? And I'll give it. Okay, I'll give a clue. What elf?
Who? An elf?
It's an elf. What elf from the novels is confirmed as the new Golgari Guild leader?
Dritz Do'Urden?
We'll see in a second.
Yeah.
He has not been printed on a card before, so you kind of have to know your storyline a little bit.
I suppose Dritz has been printed on a card before in Spellfire.
So look at that one. Come back and we'll bring you the answer to that one after the conclusion of our match.
Remember, hashtag SCG Premium. You need it to win. And you can see on the left again, Caleb Durward. He's up 1-0 versus Adam Prosak. Caleb's sideboard. Another bonfire, I think, is of real value here. And Crushing Vines is specifically for decks like Adam's, which have flyers and access to equipment. Ancient Grudge is a possibility, but Adam only has two swords in his deck. At the same time, one Ancient Grudge is a nice answer to both of those swords should they both come up, but it's a hard question. What do you think about things like one Ancient Grudge versus only 2 targets?
The swords are one of the best ways that Delver decks have to compete against an Iapod deck. I'm not upset, I suppose, about running an Ancient Grudge in that spot. If that's actually how I'm losing, which I think a lot of the times it is, then no, I'm fine running the one Ancient Grudge.
So how do you feel then about this as a sideboard? 1 Crushing Vines, 1 Ancient Grudge, 1 Acidic Slime, 1 Bonfire, and then taking out some things.
All those cards sound good. Or cards I would want to be playing. So in that sense, I think I like them. So not all of them are great. So I'd have to look at what I'm actually taking out for them. But something along those lines seems pretty good. I think the Mortar Pod that's in here, I also really want.
Oh, Mortar Pod's really good. I'm not sure what I would take out to make that happen. Maybe Wormcoil Engine, because even though it's wonderful, it's also really slow.
Wormcoil Engine, I mean, The reason you'd want Wormcoil Engine in is that it continues the chain to LS Norn. Without it, you
Oh,
don't have
yeah,
a
there's no other
without it.
sixes, is there?
No, it's the only six.
I thought there was another 6. Okay, well, take that
But
one
you're
back.
right that Wormcoil Engine is not very good in this matchup. As we saw last game, he even had a double Avacyn's Pilgrim draw and no time for Wormcoil Engine.
Right. Yeah, I thought there was another 6 in here somewhere. But that is the 6 that you'd want, Wormcoil Engine.
Yeah, I mean, I think in this you'd prefer, an ideal land against Delver, you'd prefer something like Inferno Titan or something that actually... I mean, Wormcoil's fine. Wormcoil's good. But naturally cast, it's not very good. It has this Vapor Snag problem, which a lot of 6-drops have.
If you're just joining us, these two players, friends, compatriots, are now joined as warriors against each other. Adam Prosak on the right versus Caleb Durward on the left.
Right. Turn 1 Delver from Prosak. This one's off just a regular island. Last game managed to flip him right away off Ponder. Could be very strong again. Caleb has a much land-heavier hand this time. We'll go with a turn 1 Birds.
Birds of Paradise versus Delver. Delver naturally flips.
Really strong when you get to play a 3/2 flyer for 1.
Man, this is very reminiscent of just that Goblin Guide every opening game.
Yeah.
Okay, Ponder. And there's a sword. And the shuffle, no mana. Adam looking for mana. He knows that not only is his deck, it's not incredibly mana starved, but it does need mana to function. And Caleb's deck, Thalia is a real problem when it gets out. It just slows down everything that Adam's trying to do. If we look at Adam's list, there are 26 spells in the main deck. That is a good portion of his deck, most of them costing 1.
Didn't find a gut shot, and we're going to see the Guardian of Thraben come down again. Now, Caleb still is going to have to find a way to profitably race this turn 1 Delver of Secrets, but he was able to do that last game.
Human. And there's the human. In for 3. And look at that. Only 1 land from Adam Prosak.
Now, my question is whether or not that Ponder was in Prosak's opener. If it wasn't, I would say that was a very greedy keep. And 4 mana, we're going to get Crushing Vines. That's
Crushing Vines.
It's just a crushing play from Caleb Durward.
And it's a good spell, so the Delver doesn't flip.
Attacks for 1. This looks like, Caleb really in command here.
He draws the land he needed. And copy. There we go. Take that, Thalia.
Yeah. So we have, from Caleb, kind of a lack of threats. If he can keep making them, he's, really well set here. Looks like his hand's a little threat light, though.
Is that a Geist Honored Monk?
Oh.
Thragtusk.
Okay, so maybe not threat light. I didn't catch that. I thought I was another forest. Thragtusk into play. It flips off Vapor Snag. So now we get a Delver flip off Vapor Snag, but that 5 life plus Thragtusk is going to be very hard to race. And he'll image the Thragtusk himself.
Yeah, take that, Thragtusk. I can be like you.
Well, the punchline is that Caleb has a Restoration Angel in hand, which is really good with Thragtusk.
Yeah, we saw Restoration Angel Thragtusk happen yesterday. It almost feels obscene, it's so good.
Yeah, I mean, it is a lot of value. So Caleb, instead of Angeling, opts to cast Elvish Visionary. Oh, he has another land, so now he can Angel as well.
Cavern on Angel.
Just going to make it main phase here. Alright, Angel, Flickering Thragtusk. 5 more life for Caleb and a 3/3 for Caleb. He has a large army in play. That 3/2 flyer not seeming very threatening right now. Alright, well, Prosak's going to need a lot of firepower here. He's going to have to chain his way, I think, up to a Talrand and start just spitting out Drakes if he wants to match the army that Caleb's massing.
Yeah.
Alright.
Ponder leaves it.
Yeah, he's going to need more lands. I'm assuming, yep, there we go, Seachrome Coast.
one of the things, and he passes the turn right there. So it's just that Insectile Aberration and a copy of Thragtusk. The life totals are pretty similar, 20 to 23, but Caleb does have quite a bit of power on the table. 3, 6, 11, 12 power versus 8 power, and he comes on in sensing that he does have that advantage. Adam thinking about his play here with his own copy of Thragtusk. Looks like he's got block, block. His Delver dies, his Thragtusk kills Caleb's Thragtusk, and a fresh beast is born from the death of the Thragtusks on both sides. 3 damage to Adam Prosak. It's 20-20.
Right, so we're back at the beginning, which is great for the Nyapod player.
And a Borderland Ranger. I really love seeing Elvish Visionary and Borderland Ranger.
Just all the value you can hope for.
I think it really lets Caleb get away with running only 23 land in this deck that otherwise might be kind of mana greedy.
Right. So
seeing Caleb's list actually inspired me to change my own Dungrove Elder list around to put Elvish Visionaries in it. It already had Borderland Rangers, but...
No, this is instead of Strangler Geists?
No, in addition, actually. It's
okay.
a different deck, but I mean...
Yep.
And there's an Avacyn's Pilgrim. And a land. And Caleb passes the turn. Back to Adam.
And there we go.
Plays Talrand. I wonder how many zeros, as in Phyrexian cost spells, Adam has.
Like I said before, Prosak was going to need an army to compete here, and this is how he's going to field his army.
One-man army. Or if you're out there, one-man crowd.
He probably wants to contemplate just taking here. He has a Vapor Snag in hand, which is going to deal with the beast. So trading beasts is...
And he does. He takes it.
Yeah,
takes 6, goes to 14.
Right.
And Delver, Thought Scour.
He could make
I think
a
it's
lot.
2 Vapor Snags, I think.
He can make a lot of Drakes.
Delver it is. I think I might Thought Scour myself right now just to see if I can find a land.
I think I agree. He's going to pass back.
That's okay. I mean, he's in a fine position right now.
Right, Talrand really about to do some work. There's always this problem, that Caleb is not very many steps away from Adam.
Oh,
Caleb
boy.
just is the Eleshnorn.
Is... Okay. That is a...
Well, that's going to just win if Prosak doesn't have anything here.
I don't think Prosak has anything.
Well, I mean, you can always try to scour into a mana leak if you kept them in, which...
I'm pretty sure that both of those caverns are on Human and then Angel.
Yeah, Prosak's like... yeah, I think his
That's a
goose
pretty
is
good
cooked.
one, says Adam. Oh, wow. Down they go.
Wow. I think that one just freshly drawn there for Caleb. That's gonna get him.
King of the one-ofs, Caleb Durward.
Right, and he's swinging everything in. Yeah, this
Is Adam Prosak's undefeated streak about to end?
yeah, it looks like it. We'll see what he has here. This is 7. This is all right. We'll Vapor Snag 2 things. Sure, Caleb drops to 18.
4, 7, 10, 12 damage. Adam goes to 2 while he blocks one of those, so he goes to 6.
Yes. Yeah, Adam hanging in it, but...
Oh, he's got an image.
Right, still very dead. And he's going to scour himself, try to find something to do. And he extends the hand, that's the match.
Oh,
Caleb Durward
boy.
moving on to the finals after defeating Adam Prosak, 2-0. So
Wow.
Caleb defeats one of the undefeated players, finally knocked out. That's Adam Prosak, top 4 finish.